Warning, this episode contains adult language, mature situations, eternally burning flames, overused regenerative powers, screwed up social commentary, post-apocalyptic frozen wastelands, annoying side characters, and non-cohesive stories. Listener discretion is advised. Episode 330. This manga should just burn out and fizzle. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, some podcast of reviews about connected enhanced narratives. This is your host Zan saying konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, and what's up? Yes, we are back for another fun-filled episode of this wonderful podcast which has been around since 2008. I know, a long time. But if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Like I said, Spiraken is a podcast that provides informative reviews about connected enhanced narratives. Pretty much what that means is every episode we talk about one or two manga titles or movie titles or game titles depending on the podcast you listen to, and we tell you the pros and cons about it, how the art style is, the characters are, the overall narrative, and if it's worth investing your time in or not. You don't have to agree with anything that I or my co-hosts say, but we try to be educational, enlightening, entertaining, and most importantly, exciting. Now, you can check any of our earlier episodes at www.spiraken.com. That's Spiraken. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Apple Music, and many other social media sites. Just type in Spiraken, I guarantee you'll find us somewhere. Also, if you want to send us any comments or concerns or want to request a manga for us to review or put on the Wheel of Manga, you can email me personally at Zan, that's Xan, at Spiraken.com or Spiraken@gmail.com. Woo, I got that out really quick, but I digress. So, hope you guys have been doing good. I am feeling a little kick-ass ready to go because, honestly, I love doing this. Manga is a passion of mine, and I'm very excited for some of the things that are going on. Now, with that in mind, let's get to it, shall we? Because this is the part that a lot of people have been enjoying so far. I've been getting emails that they want me to keep doing this, and that is the manga releases for the week. So, the manga release for yesterday, the 20th of August, we've got some good titles coming out. Two of them that I'm very excited about, especially because I've been collecting them like there's no fucking tomorrow. But the mangas which have been released are, first off, we have Bride's Story Volume 11. We've got A Certain Scientific Railgun Volume 14. We got Baccano Volume 11, the light novel, that I'm really excited for because I've got all the other mangas. I love how Baccano is. It's so much cooler than the anime. The anime is awesome, but the light novel is so much more cohesive, you know? Well, we got Boarding School Juliet Volume 7. Chio School Road Volume 5. Combats Will Be Dispatched Volume 1, the light novel. Haven't heard what that's about, but I'm intrigued. Dimension W Volume 15. I thought that manga ended, but whatever. Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Target Attack Volume 1, the manga, not the light novel, so you can actually read about all the perviness and milfy nature of that weird manga and anime series. I honestly, that series creeps me out, but anyway, digress. You have Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest Volume 1, Final Fantasy Lost Stranger Volume 3, Golden Kamui Volume 11, Happy Sugar Life Volume 2, Hatsuharu Volume 8, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Familia Chronicle Episode Liu Volume 4, the manga, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon Volume 14, the light novel, I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 Years and Maxed Out My Level Volume 5, Kageguri Twin Volume 3, Kingdom Hearts Recoded, the light novel, Konosuba, God's Blessing in This Wonderful World, Volume 9, Ms. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Elma's Office Lady Diary, Volume 2, Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt, Volume 12. That's a cool one, which is always so cool, but that's not the one I'm really excited about. Sukoku's Tensai, Jobless Reincarnation, Volume 9, the manga, Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season, Volume 3, Our Last Crusade on the Rise of a New World, Volume 1, the light novel, Overlord a la carte, Volume 1, which is just a gag manga, Phantom Tales of the Night, Volume 1, Plunderer, Volume 2, Ran in the Grey World, Volume 4, ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, Chapter 3, Truth of Zero, Volume 8. You have Reborn as a Polar Bear, Volume 1, an isekai where you're a polar bear. Meh. Shibuya Goldfish, Volume 5. That is such a weird horror manga, killer goldfish, but it's kind of intriguing. Silver Spoon, Volume 10. Smoking Parade, Volume 6. Sorry for My Familiar, Volume 5. Spirits and Cat Ears, Volume 8, Sword Art Online Hollow Realization Volume 4, Tales of Wedding Rings Volume 7, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Volume 6, The Alchemist Who Survived Now Dreams of a Quiet Life Volume 1, the light novel. That one I'm intrigued by. It seems like a very cool premise, and I just want to see where it goes. That's the other one I'm really interested in. There's The Art of Sword Oratoria, the manga. The Devil's a Part-Timer, Volume 14, both the light novel and the manga. The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt, Hey, How About Treason, Volume 1. That's like the reverse of how a realistic hero saves a kingdom. This one is like the complete alter of it, and it's the manga and light novel version, so I want to see how that one goes. Not as excited as the other one, which is the Alchemist Who Survived, but this one I'm going to check out. You have The Royal Tutor, Volume 12, The Survived Alchemist with a Dream of Quiet Town Life, Volume 1, the light novel, not the manga, The War Ends the World, Raise the World, Volume 1, Tokyo Ghoul Re, Volume 12, Trinity 7, Volume 17, Lum-chan Again, yes, Urusei Yatsura, Volume 3, which is actually Volume 3, 4, and 5. I love these Rumiko Takahashi omnibuses. I'm totally double dipping on all her stuff, but hey, it's Rumiko Takahashi. I love it. There's Valak's Love, Volume 6, Wonderland, Volume 3, and Yaomushi Pedal, Volume 12. So this was a very full week, and I'm kind of excited about some of these. And tell me which ones you're excited about. Email me, zansparker.com. Tell me the ones that you want to read or you would like me to review on this lovely podcast. Because the one we're actually reviewing today, let's be honest, I'm a little... but... yes, so let's get to that, shall we? Which is actually the part that most of you do like, and that's the manga review, yes. So if you remember from the last episode of the Spiraken Manga review, I spun that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga. And it dictated to me that I'd be reviewing a manga that was written by Tatsuki Fujimoto all the way back in 2016 to 2018. It's a Shonen Jump series, which I'm fucking shocked at, because this is a very disturbing series. It should be a seinen series, but whatever. It's an action mystery shonen supernatural series that has 8 volumes, and it is completely finished, so it's a complete story. And the title of this is Fire Punch. Now, Fire Punch is an alternative history. It's a post-apocalyptic series where, unlike like Fallout, where there's a nuclear war, or one of these series where just an asteroid hits, or something like Seven Seeds. This is Frozen. A girl developed an ability where she had ice powers and she froze the world. That's what happened, and people survived. And a bunch of people got these different abilities. Now, these abilities are known as blessings. So everyone has different abilities and powers and so on and so forth. And our main character is Agni and Luna, a brother and sister who they have a very peculiar but resourceful ability, which is they're able to regenerate. It's super painful for them, but they can regenerate lost limbs, lost head, anything. Their cells regenerate. And they're living in a town with a bunch of old people who don't have the ability to survive. I think I know where you're going with this, because it's a frozen wasteland, and there isn't a lot of meat around. I mean, there's maybe deers walking around, but for the most part, there's not a lot of meat. So yeah. So what they're doing is, because they can regenerate, they are cutting off their limbs and feeding them to the people in the town so they could live there because their family died. It's super macabre. It's like the sister is forced to cut her brother's arm over and over and over again, and they feed it to most of the villagers for them to survive, and then it's pretty bad. But they live a life, and there are people who don't eat the meat, who don't believe in it, and they're given deer meat that the brother ends up going to save. You know, he goes, hunts it, gets it, and then he gives it to them. He's protecting his sister. He's trying to take care of her. However, one day, a bunch of soldiers of the main city of the world show up because they heard a rumor that there was a town that was filled with essentially cannibals. And they're led by this guy named Doma. When they arrive at the village, they discover a bunch of severed arms. They think these people are cannibals who raided and killed a bunch of random people, and that's how they've been surviving. So they're going to punish this town, and maybe they'll deal with it in a certain way. And how are they going to deal with it? Well, Doma, the leader, as I said, he's a guy who has a very unique blessing. His blessing is that he causes fire. But not your flame-on, human torch fire and you can put it out. No. This is an eternal fire that burns until it completely eats all the fuel that it's given. So if you light a tree on fire, it's going to burn everything down till ash until the tree is gone. You light a person on fire, the person is going to burst into flames until they're ash. That's it. So it eats them till they're ash. And he ends up setting the entire town and all the people on fire, and Agni is essentially stuck because his ability is regeneration. So he's perpetually burning, and it's constant agony because he's prevented from dying. He's surrounded by all these people that he cared about in burning buildings, and he just wants to die, but he's kind of screwed. The only bad thing is his sister is dying because she doesn't have as strong a regenerative power as him. She crawls to him, and right as she's disintegrating, she says, "Live." And then she dies. And Agni is so shocked and horrified by this, it fills him with rage. He wants to find Domi, the guy who did this, and kill him. He wants to destroy him. That's what he wants to do. So he's going to just live for revenge. And unfortunately, he has to learn how to live with this fire that's on him. So for the several years, he's dealing with this. The first year, he's just in screaming and just laying there, unable to feel because he's just burning while this blizzard is going on. So he's surrounded by snow that keeps freezing, heating, and he's there just screaming. Year 2, he's starting to get used to it. Year 3, he's able to actually move a little bit. He can stumble around, he's coughing up blood, but he's kind of able to move. At year 5, he's finally able to be like, yep, I don't feel the pain, and he's just, because he's moving, even though he's in constant pain, he's just now super ripped, super strong. He's like super muscle guy, like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character, but he still can't really breathe well because the fire is screwing with him. So, a couple years pass, it's now 8 years later. And now he's able to focus the flame on his body and away from his face so he can breathe. And the flame he has around his body and his torso, and he looks like just a flaming demon that's just walking around. And his whole goal is to find the evil soldiers who are from a city called Beheldog. And he's going to find Doma and kill him. That's his goal. And as he's walking towards this wasteland, towards this city of, future prosperity, blah, 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 he runs into a bunch of soldiers from Beheldogen who's going to kill this little kid. Well, the little kid first sees him and wants to be friends with him, and he doesn't want to bother him. He's like, "Get away from me, kid, I don't like you." And the kid just is following him. He's super nice, super polite. He says, "Hi, my name's Stan. I like sugar. You want to be my friend? You're really cool that you're on fire. Can you help me? It's really, really cold." He's like, "Leave me alone, kid. Just go away." And as he's walking away, the Beheldogen soldiers show up, and they're going to kill this kid because this kid is, hey, it's a random kid here. Maybe he killed all of our friends. So we'll kill him. And he ends up being saved by Angie, who kills them all in just rage. And as he kills them all, it turns out that the Behelgens had a bunch of slaves, and they're saying, "Hey, you saved us. Is that what you wanted to do? You're a hero?" He's like, "No, I'm not a hero. I don't give a shit about you. I don't care. I just want to know, how do I get to this city?" And they tell him to go to the city, and the kid ends up following him. He ends up following him, and like I said, his name is San. He's from another city where they didn't like him. They wanted him gone. Said, "You're just a nuisance. Go away." Because he has a weird ability. His ability is he generates electricity. It's similar to the one guy in My Hero Academia whose power is he can generate electricity that if there's a conductor, it'll cause damage, but otherwise it just shoots everywhere. It doesn't do anything. So he ends up figuring out how to make fire, and with Angie, he uses electricity to start fires by lighting the wood on fire, and they become kind of friends, but then the series gets weird and disturbing. Angie ends up leaving San gets kidnapped, he's taken to the city, and he's in a place where this guy pretty much has bought him and this girl to be slaves because he wants to watch them get raped by dogs because he's a pervert. He discovers that San is a boy, and then just really fucked up things happen, including cutting his legs off to use him as a living generator. And meanwhile, Angie's trying to get to the city to find Domi, kill him, and then there's this weird girl who also has regenerative abilities who shows up, who looks exactly like his sister, who's trying to kill him. You also have another person who has regenerative abilities who's super lazy, who is obsessed with movies from the 20th century. because they're like archived, but she has all of them. And her whole thing is, I want to have fun with this. I want to see a movie. I want to make a movie before I die. That's my goal in life. And I need a hero. And wait, this guy who went through this train and killed all these people, that's a hero. I don't know what he's after, but he's going to be the subject of my movie. So she gets permission from her boss to go away. She gets the only camera in existence, and she ends up following this guy, meets Angie, and promises, I'll help you get revenge for what happened, but as long as I can document this whole thing. And this random girl who is going to get killed that I saved, she's going to be my photographer. Because reasons. This series at first was like, okay, revenge story. Then it just goes all over the fucking place, and I'm like, this is not cool. One, like I said, this is supposed to be a Shonen Jump series, and it is super brutal and really fucked up. Not like, I'm not talking like Fist of the North Star fucked up. No, this is like Violence Jack fucked up. It's really uncomfortable and really just, what the fuck? I mean, when they get to the cannibalism at first, you're like, okay, it's a reason to do it, but it's a little disturbing, whatever. That gets into rape and other stuff. You're like, yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, this is a fucked up series. I'm not going to lie. I struggled with this one. I read the first volume 2 times to get into it. And then when they introduced the psycho with the camera, I was like, oh, this could be kind of cool. But then, no, no. They introduced Domi again. He lost his memory by volume 2. And it's like, oh, the bad guy's there, but he doesn't remember. He's not villainous. He just doesn't remember who he is. Can't take his power away and whatever. The story is garbage. It starts out, it's an interesting premise, but doesn't do anything with it. The powers are useless. I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool that you have this one fire ability, which is different. But most of the characters that they show who have blessings, it's just stupid little blessings. And then the big blessing, the main character's blessing, which should be unique. It should be he's the only one that does it. No. By the second volume, you've met 4 people that have the same fucking power. It's like if you're reading a Superman comic and suddenly 3 more Kryptonians show up. It doesn't. Okay, whatever. Or, more realistically, you reading My Hero Academia and 3 people also have one for all. Like, they all have the same ability. It's like, this is boring now. It's just, why even throw in the powers at this point? I'm going to be honest, I haven't given this rating in a while, but yeah, this is take it to a priest, purify it, and burn it. Hard, the pun, yeah, pun not intended. This is a piece of shit series. It really is. I don't understand how it got 8 volumes. I really don't. I've read better mystery series, better supernatural series, and better action series, especially from Shonen Jump. This let me down so bad. I hope to all that's holy that they never, ever make an anime series of this. I really don't. I don't think it would be well, and I don't... You know what? I'm not going to harp about this anymore. I think it's a garbage series. If you disagree with me, email me, zanspiraken.com. Give me a reason why this is actually a good series. I can't think of a reason why it's good. I don't understand why, with so many other good series out there, they picked this one to release. I don't know if it was a property that was forced upon them or what, but yeah. Anyway, you can check out any of our earlier episodes at www.spiraken.com. You can email me personally, zanspiraken.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those other lovely sites. And let's finally get to the part which will give me something better to read next episode. And what are we talking about? We're talking about that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga! Yes, friends, the Wheel of Manga, except no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a Wheel of Fortune with 10 slots on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spin that Wheel of Manga. And each number on the wheel has a different manga title attached to it. So whatever number it lands on, that's the manga review. The next episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, episode 331. And I'm kind of excited because we've got some fun series, some weird series, and one series which is surprisingly a really what the fuck series, but I'm intrigued to read it. So let's spin and see what I'm going to review in the next episode, shall we? Number 10. So, in the next episode, I'm going to be reviewing a gag manga that has a series that was released on Netflix, and we're talking about Saikikuso no Saina, or The Disastrous Life of Saiki K. Definitely stay tuned for that. I'm kind of excited for reviewing that. And before I forget, next episode will not be on the 28th. No, it will not. It will be actually September 4th. The reason why is next week I'm not going to be in the area. Greta and I are going on a little bit of vacation. It's for her birthday. And so we're going to be doing a little thing. But don't worry about it. In the next episode, we're going to be doing not one, but two different release schedules. So release for the last 2 weeks. So that should be fun. And I guess that's it for this episode. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can email me personally. And this is your host, Zan. I'm Gonzville. Catch you guys next time. Keep reading manga. See ya.